work and so on. And again, drop a one in the chat if you've ever had an ESA inspector write a defect on an expansion joint on a residential job or even a commercial job. You do use them a lot in commercial. They are used a lot in commercial. So I'm going to pull up the rule for the expansion. So I'm sorry for all those who are tuned in on TikTok. I cannot show the images here. So if you want to head over to my YouTube channel, you can head over to the YouTube channel. And I'm going to pull up some rules here on the screen before I go into the video. So basically, these are rules that we normally follow when it comes to the Canadian Electrical Code. These are all rules that we have to abide by. I'm just going to pull up some quick footage here before I head into the video. Again, as you guys enter, don't forget to leave a like on the channel. There is a rule, like I say, there's a code rule on these expansion joints and so on, even PVC installation. There's a code rule on it. I'm going to show you another picture of stub-ups and so on that we normally will work on. This is simply a stub-up, stub it into, this is going to be for a gate. As you can see, I have my wires tied down here. These are bundles of pipes here that you're going to use, 1/2-inch pipe and 3/4 pipe and so on. Now I'm going to actually pull up the footage, and I'm going to run the footage of the trench work that was done. Again, thank you guys.
If you don't secure your underground PVC before backfilling your trench, the dirt will snap your conduit right off the wall. Code requires a minimum barrel depth of 18 inches for standard PVC, and you must layer your warning tape at least 12 inches above the pipe.
So again,
this prevents excavators from ripping your run apart later. When you step out of your wall for a gate run, use temporary bracing or backfill slowly by hand. If you dump heavy gravel straight onto unsupported PVC, it shifts your layout and ruins your alignment at the surface. Keep your trenches deep, protect your stub-ups, and pass inspection. I just dropped a full 100 amp panel masterclass on my channel yesterday, and this Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. we are breaking down outdoor PVC code live. Hit subscribe right now so you don't miss it.
So basically, that's a different type of conduit that is rated for underground or above ground also. You can run it on the face of the building wherever it is allowed. So it's allowed above ground and underground. Obviously, you have to follow the code rules. Again, for all those who are tuned in on TikTok, don't forget you can leave a like on the channel, tap up the live stream. Same for all those who are tuned in on my YouTube channels, both my channels. Don't forget to leave a like. Liking the video simply helps to push the video out to more people out there. Again, this is a bundle of 1/2-inch EMT here, PVC, and I don't know if the 51-second video might have stopped there. Let's see here. So I'm going to pull up another footage here. Again, the footage is very limited. Again, thank you guys. This live stream. Don't forget to like up the video. And again, expansion joints, very simple. We use them a lot in the commercial industry. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I'm not sure why. Okay, you know what? You guys are not seeing the video because I have to remove. Just give me a second here. Sorry about that. I'm going to remove this from here, and then I'm going to show the video. I'm going to run the first video here.
If you don't secure your underground PVC before backfilling your trench, the dirt will snap your conduit right off the wall. Code requires a minimum barrel depth of 18 inches for standard PVC, and you must layer your warning tape at least 12 inches above the pipe. This prevents excavators from ripping your run apart later. When you stub out of your wall for a gate run, use temporary bracing or backfill slowly by hand. If you dump heavy gravel straight onto unsupported PVC, it shifts your layout and ruins your alignment at the surface. Keep your trenches deep, protect your stub-ups and pass inspection. I just dropped a full 100 amp panel masterclass on my channel yesterday, and this Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. we are breaking down outdoor PVC code live. Hit subscribe right now so you don't miss it.
Very important. Again, thank you guys all for tuning in to the live stream. Also, don't forget to like up the live as you guys enter. Don't forget you can also join the channel. And what it is, this is a stub up here. You can see caution tape being used in that video. Very important, you have to use caution tape when it comes to your PVC installation. When it's going underground, you have to remember to use your caution tape. Reason being, when it comes to caution tape, it helps with identifying that it's danger. And the type of caution tape that we use is either red or yellow. Red is for absolute danger being in the area. Once you run the red caution tape, the guys who are excavating will pick up that there is danger in the area. Again, thank you guys all. PVC glue, 90. Never forget your 90. You want to make sure that you're 90, and you want to make sure that you want to make sure that when you are setting up your conduit that you're going to also do the measurements. So this is basically for all those who are on TikTok, while my videos showing here on the live stream here. This is an LB. It's a for a 200 amp service. It's a 2-inch LB. And basically what you use this for, you're going to use this when you're going to enter your service. Let's say you have your meter outside and you do not want to use a 90. This is what you're going to use. You're going to plug it against the wall just like that. Your conduit is either, it depends. So if you're going, we have to go from the bottom. This will go inside to the home. This will go straight up into the outdoor meter. Again, for all those who are tuning in, this is what an LB looks like. Okay, simple LB that we use on the job site for the PVC conduit. Again, this is used for service installation. And if you're going to be doing a 400 amp service, 200 amp service, or even a 100 amp service, most guys will use an LB. A lot of guys also will use a 90, but 90s are more complicated when it comes to trying to get it inside of the panel. This way, if you use this, you can go straight into the back of the panel with no issues. Basically, you take this, you're going to take this off here, and your wires will go into here. You will now take your wires, come out, and then go back in with a loop, and it goes straight into the panel. Again, thank you guys all for tuning in. This is another, this is a 90. A lot of times we will use this on the, most of the times we are going to require to use 90s on the job site. As you can see, I've cut the coupling off from here. I'll show you what I mean. These are two 90s here. One is a 1 inch, the other one is a 3/4. Let's make sure this is a 3/4, yes. And you can see this is a coupling here that you have. Basically what this does is this goes onto the conduit that you're going to run, and it basically will, you glue your pipe together. I'm going to now pull up the last footage that I have here for the PVC conduit installation. So again, this is the conduit that I'm going to be working with today. And as you can see here, I've got my car line cutters, I've got my tape. Car line cutters, I normally use them to cut my PVC pipe ends. And as you can see with the pipe here, I've got basically tape at the end here in order to stop the gravel from going in. And again, if you are tuning from TikTok, you can go over to my YouTube channel. The link is in my bio. Click the link in the bio, brings you straight to the channel. And again, if you are new here to the channel, you can subscribe to my TikTok channel. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I do most of my electrical tutorials. Tonight, that's what I'm doing, basically installation PVC tutorial. So if you're just joining, this is a LB. This is what we use on service. You can also use it wherever it's required. Again, PVC also used on outside work. You can run PVC on the face of the building as long as it's required. You're allowed to run it. But the difference is if you're doing a service job and it's an overhead and you're going to use PVC, then you're going to have to use a different set of wire, which is for sun resistance. Again, thank you for liking up the live stream.
This acts like a
Mikey,
same thing.
G, thank you for liking up the live stream. Again, for all those who are tuning in, you can follow me here on TikTok, or you can also follow me on my YouTube page where I do most of my tutorials. This is the smaller of the LBs right here. This is the smaller of the LBs. This is what we call a half-inch LB. Again, basically taking this off to put your wires through. As you can see, conduit will go in here. Conduit will go here also. Another smaller version of the LB. So again, thank you guys all for joining. Again, don't forget to leave a like on the channel. Helps with the channel.
Now I need a half-inch coupling at the other end.
So again, welcome back to the channel. I'd like to thank you guys all for tuning in to tonight's PVC conduit installation. If you are tuned in on TikTok, Instagram, my smaller channel, head over to the YouTube page. The link is in the bio. You can join the live stream, leave a comment. Let me know if you guys have ever installed PVC conduit before. Have you guys ever been called out on PVC conduit installation? Again, PVC conduit installation, when you're using expansion joints, we use them a lot in commercial and so on. So very important. You will see them on slabs and so on when you're doing commercials. The reason for it again is to expand the conduit to the other side. I'm going to run a shorter version of a video for all those who are just tuning. If you have missed the opening of the live stream, I'm going to replay the videos here. So again, I'd like to thank you guys all for tuning in on TikTok. Again, I cannot stream across TikTok as yet, but I'm working on it. But if you do want to head over to my YT page, you can, and you will see the full footage that I'm playing here on my YT channel. Again, if you do head over, don't forget to leave a like on the channel. Helps with the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a like here on my YT page. If you're just joining, this is what we call an LB. This is what you use for service work, or you can use it on the side of the home, depending on what you're doing. If you're butting it up against the side and you want to come to the corner of the house, this will go that way. This will go that way. This is allowed by code. Again, LB, this is part of what we use for service upgrades. Very important. So you have to understand the difference when you're using them. Expansion joints also have to understand the difference when you are going to be using them. Again, for all those who are tuning in right now, don't forget to leave a like on the channel. And again, to calculate your 45 meter margin, protect your stub-ups and keep your infrastructure breathing. If you want to see exactly how to wire or how to pull conduit, you can check out my other videos that I have on my channel, and I will guide you and show you how I go about doing my installation. So I'm going to pull up the code rules here for all those who are just joining. I'm going to pull up the expansion joint. Also, these are the clips that we use on the job. Never forget your clips, 1/2-inch clips, 3/4 clips. You have them all. Some comes in PVC, some comes in EMT clips. They're all the same. The code requires that you install your clips accordingly per the code rule accordingly. So these are what you call PVC clips that we use on the outdoor. Again, the original name for it is rigid PVC, and you will see the I'll show you the marking here on the 90. This is an IPEX. So for all those who are on my YouTube, you might not be able to see, but I'm going to remove this picture here, and I'm going to show you what I mean. So these are the marking. They have them both in metric and centimeters. They have it inches, and I'm trying to okay, so this is basically what you call a 90, and this is basically what you have here. As you can see here, you have all the markings that's going to be on the conduit itself, and so again, I'd like to thank you guys all for tuning in to tonight's live stream. Again, as you guys enter, don't forget to leave a like on the channel, and I'm going to be trying to connect into my YouTube channel here, so I can actually see if there's anyone in the chat. Again, don't forget to leave a like. It's called rigid 90. It's a 90 rigid PVC conduit. You can see the marking here. A 90 rigid PVC conduit. That's the name. A 90 rigid PVC conduit. For all those who are now tuning in, if you're an apprentice and you're trying to figure out what to do when it comes to PVC conduit installation, when it comes to underground service. Again, there's many different types of conduits that we use in the field. This happened to be one of them. This happens to be one of them that we use on the outdoor, underground. Again, this cannot be used below frostbite. When it comes to frostbite, you have to use a different type of conduit. It's called DB, I think it's D. I don't remember the name off the back of my head, but very important to remember that. So I'm going to, like I said, pull up. I'm going to pull up the actual code rules that stems behind these. I might have uploaded them wrong, but if I did, hopefully you can flip the page to see and read it properly here. But before I do pull up the rules, I'm going to pull up another footage of the actual PVC conduit, the 90s and so on that I have on the job. So again, I'd like to thank you guys all for joining over on TikTok. Again, don't forget to like up the live, helps with the channel. Sorry that I cannot rotate back and forth to see who's entering the live stream. But again, don't forget, leave a like on the channel, helps with the channel. These are 90s. Right there, you can see that's a car line. Car line also is used outside. You can use it in the slab. You use it a lot of times in the slab. You use it a lot of times. It doesn't. It's not buried below the surface. I don't bury it below the surface. What I do is I will use it if I have to do a roughing, so on. We use that a lot in residential high rises and so on. The core line is called. You have your 90s there. You have your LBs here. And then I'm going to show you a picture of a perfect 90 on a service entrance job that was performed. So basically, that is how I did my service entrance conduit installation. As you can see, it's a 2-inch pipe. I have my clips. The wire, the pipe that's beside it is basically the old service. And again, when you're doing the new service and you're using PVC and you are going to be taking your wires out like I did, you have to account for the sun. So the cable is going to be totally different from what you're going to use if it was going to be underground, or if it's going to just come up slightly, like I said, underground into the main meter. Because it's above and it's sunlight, it's likely going to be damaged if you use a regular cable. That's not allowed. So again, simply knowing where to find these rules is very important. So I'm going to pull up another footage here of, so again, this is the rules behind the code. This is how you normally will find the code rules. Again, I'd like to thank you guys all for tuning in to tonight's live stream. Don't forget to like up the live, helps with the channel. If you're new here, don't forget you can also join the channel also. And tonight we're breaking down conduit installation and how I go about installing my PVC conduit outdoor. Very simple. Don't want to forget your glue. Again, for all those who are just tuning in, If you haven't liked up the live stream, don't forget to leave a like on the live. Helps with the channel, and it helps to get the content out to others out there. Conduit installation is the number one thing that the inspector will ding you on, even when it comes to the expansion joints. You have to make sure that when you're using your expansion joints, you use them correctly. Again, expansion joints, we use them a lot in commercial, on high-rises, a lot on high-rises, a lot in commercial and so on. Let's say you're going up with a wall and you're going to stop your conduit, you're going to stop your wall. A lot of times they will, or if you're running above the ceiling for a building, a lot of times you can use the expansion joints. That's normally how they're used. Again, I'd like to thank you guys all for tuning in. So that is the code rule. As you can see, it says rigid type EB1 and DB2. So that's the name. DB2 is the one that you use underground. Underground service is called DB2. So when you have your service entrance coming in from hydro, you don't use, this is not the conduit that you're going to use. I'm going to remove this footage right here so they can see. So when you are using, when you are doing underground for service below frost, this is not what you're going to use. This is above frost. Again, you do not use this below frost. Very important. The rule, it states, this is off of old code book, so it should be the same thing. Rigid types EB and so on. That's what you're going to use. So for all those who just missed the footage, I'm going to pull up the footage again so you guys can follow along. Again, all those who are over on TikTok, thank you guys for joining. Also, thank you guys who have joined on my smaller channels, Instagram and so on. Don't forget to leave a like on the channel. That's the code rule there for PVC conduit installation. It's called rigid PVC conduit rigid PVC conduit is called. And we're going to go over to another rule. So again, these are random rules that applies to PVC conduit. I'm not going to, so my camera just went off there. Let me go into here, and I'm going to pull it up from my phone here. So that is another rule there. Again, these are all rules that you have to follow. You don't want to get dinged when it comes to your installation, when it comes to the inspector coming to close out the job. You want to make sure that you're using the right conduit. For instance, liquid type conduit cannot be run underground. Liquid type conduit has to be run above ground. Reason being, it's not, it is for sunlight and it's not for. So the difference when it comes to conduit is that you have sunlight and you have frost. So this is the difference, and you have to know to use them for the different applications. You don't want to get caught on an installation where you're going to fail it. Again, if you've ever failed an inspection on conduit installation, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys did to end up past the inspection. Did you guys have to take most of your pipe out? How did you guys go ahead? Went about trying to fix that issue. So for all those who are tuning in, I'm going to run back the videos that I did play from the beginning here. For all those who are tuning in, again, if you're on TikTok, you can join me over on my YT page. The link is in the bio. Same thing if you're on Instagram.
If you don't secure your underground PVC before backfilling your trench, the dirt will snap your conduit right off the wall. Code requires a minimum barrel depth of 18 inches for standard PVC, and you must layer your warning tape at least 12 inches above the pipe. This prevents excavators from ripping your run apart later. When you stub out of a wall for a gate run, use temporary bracing or backfill slowly by hand. If you dump heavy gravel straight onto unsupported PVC, it shifts your layout and ruins your alignment at the surface. Keep your trenches deep, protect your stub-ups, and pass inspection. I just dropped a full 100 amp panel masterclass on my channel yesterday, and this Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. we are breaking down outdoor PVC code live. Hit subscribe right now so you don't miss it.
Okay, so that was one video there for all those who are just tuning in, and if you have missed the beginning of the live stream, I'm going to run back the videos. Again, this is going to be a short live stream. I have another 15 minutes or so. So again, if you're just joining, this is what we call an LB. This is what we use alongside of the service installation. Again, have to make sure that you have the proper material for the job. Again, you can also use a 90 for a service installation also. It all depends on if you've got again, I find that if you have a 90 for a service installation, your wires will go in a lot smoother than an LB. LB more or less requires two guides depending on if it's aluminum or copper. If it's copper, very hard to maneuver in here. Again, it has to be two guys who has to be doing the job. One guy cannot get the job done with a service, with an LB on. Very, very hard to get the job done. This is the smaller of the LBs that we use on a daily basis. Again, you can use it on buildings outside of homes and so on. It is approved for outdoor. So I'm going to run the last video here. I'm kind of replaying the videos of...
So again, this is the conduit that I'm going to be working with today. And as you can see here, I've got my core line cutters, I've got my tape. Core line cutters, I normally use them to cut my PVC pipe ends. And as you can see with the pipe here, I've got basically tape at the end here in order to stop the gravel from going in. And basically what I'm going to be doing is running this PVC conduit to the other end of the wall, and I'm basically going to slick this off like this with my
what I'm basically doing there is I'm cutting the end of the conduit with a set of core line cutters. That's normally what I use. I'm also if you ever come across a plumber cutting pipe, he uses the same core line cutters. That's what we normally do on a job site when it comes to slab. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm going to be extending my conduits for the gate. 1/2 inch conduit, 1 inch conduit, 3/4 conduit. Again, it has to be buried below the surface once it's all said and done. so they will be backfilling in that area. To say have the PVC glue, very important to make sure that the PVC glue is
this acts like a coupling.
Something that you have on the job. You don't want your pipes to buckle. It's the worst thing to have done to you. And again, when you are using the glue, make sure that the conduit goes all the way inside of the coupling. Reason being is once you start to pull wire, so it's going to affect the way it works.
Around, like glue around here, that way it's firm, secure.
So again, if you guys are tuning in for the first time here on TikTok, or if you're tuning in for the first time on my YT channel, don't forget you can join the channel. You can also subscribe, become a member of the channel.
Now I need my 1/2 inch coupling at the other pin.
So again, let me know if you guys have ever done PVC installation before. I've done tons of it, and again, there's many different ways to do PVC. Also, when it comes to PVC, if you're doing service entrance PVC, maybe like 10 or so conduits where I've done on the commercial sector before. You have to use chairs and so on. There's something called chairs that you will use for them to try to allow them not to move when it's in the ground. Reason being is you don't want that pipe to buckle when they're going to be doing their pouring in the gravel, pouring in their concrete and so on. You don't want your pipe to buckle. You don't want your pipe to break. So you want to make sure that your pipe is secure and firm when it comes to conduit installation. So again, leave a like on the video. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from.